Good morning. It is our first morning in Jackson Hole, and we have just woken up and ordered some coffee to the room. We've got our fireplace going, and look at these views. There's just mountains all around. It is so pretty here. It's quiet. They were telling us yesterday that there was a moose and her baby calf were hanging out just on the grounds of our hotel. So I'm on moose watch, trying to find a moose and get our day started. We're riding ATVs today, so it's going to be action-packed. I don't know what to expect. I am out for a walk this morning in beautiful, we're in Jackson Hole, but we're staying in this little kind of smaller town called Teton Village. So it's not in like the Jackson Hole main town, but Brandon has a meeting this morning because this is a little bit of it is a work trip for him. And so I'm just out this morning getting some steps in before some of our activities today. It's a little chilly this morning. I have on shorts and a little jacket. I'm glad I brought this jacket, but it's supposed to warm up later. I wanted to just talk a little bit about, someone asked me on my Instagram, so I thought it would be a good place to put this in here on this video. Somebody asked me about my weekly workout routine, and I've actually just recently made some updates to that. So I thought I would share about it here because I really love what I'm doing. And I will say, I've kind of gotten a lot of I'm always reading about, what people are doing, especially after 40, to keep their bodies, fit and in shape and create lean muscle and maintain lean muscle and all of that. And that's also, I've been talking a little bit more lately about increasing my protein intake. And that's why as well, just because of the, creating and maintaining lean muscle. But I've been following some of Harley Pasternak's stuff, and I'll tag him below in the description box of this video. But he is a trainer. He's been around for a long time. But he also has a master's in nutrition, which means he knows a lot about nutrition. So his content is great, and he's on all kinds of podcasts. Like, you can go into the Apple Podcast app, and search for his name. Listen to some of his where he's been a podcast guest on. Anyway, he talks a lot about I'm short of breath, altitude, the importance of your daily steps. So getting somewhere between 10 and 12,000 steps. And he's kind of really based that on his research he's done. There's a lot of countries around the world where people mainly walk for their transportation, and, they get that many steps in on a daily basis, and they're, that's a very healthy lifestyle. So I've really just been trying to do that, just getting my daily steps in, trying to hit 12,000. So in the mornings, I go for a little bit of a longer walk, sometimes with Brandon, sometimes by myself, but I try to walk and hit at least maybe 7,000, 7,500 steps in the morning. And then I know that throughout the day, I can walk the dog or, just kind of walk around or whatever and hit the rest of my steps. Just from being active throughout the day. But then also if I need to take a short walk in the evening, I can usually hit my goal. In fact, I've been doing that just by taking the longer 45, 50-minute walk in the mornings. Sometimes it's an hour, just depending on my time. But I do have to get up early in the morning. Another thing that I've been doing, instead of sitting in the morning and drinking coffee and, scrolling, I make a cup of coffee and walk scout while I drink my cup of coffee. And that usually, I'm gonna switch hands. That usually helps me get to around 1,000 steps just by doing that, just by drinking my coffee and walking scout while I drink coffee instead of scrolling. So just smart little swaps like that where, I'm not wasting time sitting scrolling the news or scrolling social media. So walking every day, hitting my steps every day. And I mean 7 days a week. I'm doing it even on vacation. You really have to commit to it. And then just strength training for 15 minutes, really, even sometimes maybe 10 or 12 minutes, maybe 4 times a week. And I do it at home usually. I have free weights at home. I have some bands. I have those slider things that you can do, like core and glute exercises on the floor. So I just do, tricep dips, things like that. But if I have access to a gym, like I do here at the hotel, then I'll incorporate some machines. So I will show you some of the exercises that I do, because I'm planning to go to the gym after my walk this morning and just spend, like I said, maybe about 15 minutes there. Doesn't take very long. The muscle groups I'm really trying to focus on mostly are like my triceps, shoulders, glutes, hamstrings, outer thigh, a little bit of biceps, not much, really more the back of the body. So anyway, I'll share some of those exercises with you when I get to the gym this morning. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I like to do strength training probably 4 days a week is what I shoot for. And in each of my workouts, I try to do an upper body, a lower body, and a core exercise. I'll do that through about 3 times. And then I'll pick a different upper body, lower body, and core exercise and go through that one 3 times as well. So usually about 2 circuits in my workouts. In this circuit for my lower body, I did split lunges using the Bosu ball. I don't have a Bosu ball at home, and I really love them, so I wanted to play on this one. Moving on to my upper body exercise for this first circuit, I just used the kettlebell that I was holding to do my split lunges and did a 1-arm row utilizing this exercise ball. Again, I don't have one of these at home, and I was just kind of playing on some of these toys that I don't have access to every day. And finally, moving into my core exercise for this first circuit, I like to work the front of my core and the back of my core. So I'm doing a sort of a back extension here utilizing this exercise ball. Just really working, like I said, both sides of my core. I'll get the front side here in just a little bit, but I started with my back on this one. So I did 3 sets of that first circuit, and now I'm moving into the second circuit of my workout today. So I started with, again, on the Bosu ball. I'm doing sort of a 1-leg glute lift where I'm really isolating each glute one at a time. I think I did 15 on each leg, and again, I'll move through this circuit 3 times as well. Since I worked my upper back in my first circuit, I decided for my second circuit to work the top of the shoulders, just doing an upright row here. And again, just utilizing this kettlebell that I already had nearby. And for my final core exercise, I utilized the Bosu ball again, just doing a sort of a traditional crunch with a little twist to each side at the top. I really love these for obliques. Okay, so I'm back from my walk and my workout in the gym, and I just ordered some room service, and I was going to show you. It is a little bit hard to get as much protein as I would like when traveling. So this is kind of what I'm finding to be the best option, because, I love yogurt when I'm at home, but I find that when you're traveling, a lot of the yogurts are like flavored and have a lot of added sugar. So I'm not trying to do that. I asked them just to scramble me 1 whole egg and 3 egg whites, which comes to a pretty good amount of protein. I think it's probably somewhere around 18 grams. I'd have to add it all up, but I think that's where it is. And then a big bowl of berries, just because I don't have sprouted grain toast, which is what I usually eat at home, and that's high fiber. So instead I'm just choosing, this is a pretty big bowl of berries, which is also, of course, full of fiber and antioxidants. So I've got protein, fiber, antioxidants, and I've got a little bit of fat because I did the 1 whole egg and 3 egg whites. So that's what I'm having for breakfast today to make sure I'm starting with lots of protein. So in true me fashion, I have waited until the last minute to need to be downstairs. But I'm trying to figure out what in the world to wear today, because we have an ATV ride and I have so many questions. Is it a 4-wheeler? Is it a side-by-side? it says to wear closed-toed shoes, but the only closed-toed shoes I brought were my brand new Asics walking shoes, and they're a light gray color, and I'm not willing to potentially get them muddy. I'm trying to figure out what in the world to wear. So I've just got on like a Lululemon top and some black athletic shorts, and I'll figure out the shoe situation shortly, but I'm trying to decide if I need to go buy shoes just for an ATV ride, given that they may get super muddy. So vacation decisions. Before we have that though, Brandon has meetings all this morning. There's a Manis and Mimosas event for spouses. So I'm headed downstairs for Manis and Mimosas. So I'm trying to nail the perfect look between not looking like a bum for Manis and Mimosas, but also being ready to go right into ATV riding and possibly getting muddy. I'll keep you posted. I never reported back to y'all on this. I think I posted it on my Instagram stories, but it's the LiQWYD, I don't know how you pronounce the brand, Blush and Bloom Uplift, and it's dual end. This one is called, it's the Cheek and Lip Duo. And this color is Uplift Me and Amuse Me. And I love it. I'm such a sucker for a lip and cheek duo product. I've used them for a long time, and I really, really like this one. So I like a pink cheek, but I can also go in and do a little bit more of like a nude. So I use them both, and I also really love them on my lips. I'll show you. I really like this pink one, Amuse Me, as a lip color. I think it's so pretty. Okay, so Brandon and I are having lunch, and I went with the Thai beef lettuce wraps for some protein and veggies, but I got fries on the side because to me that is balance. Beautiful views. We're watching all of these mountain bikers go down these ramps, and the ski lifts are going. It's just such a beautiful day here in Teton Village. Oh, the horse slides by. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. So tonight we are at a ranch. It's a 5th generation working ranch, and they're making us steaks and entertaining us with all of this music. It's such a fun time. Yeah.